Alrighty, welcome back. We got a lot of news today. Hasan is back on Twitch after his 1 day, 6 minute, 20-second ban. I swear to God, even SpongeBob spent more time in jail. You can't be serious. Streamer XQC has just leaked a secret about Twitch bans. Tectone has responded to Hasan's unban. Asmongold reacts to Hasan's continued slander. Popular YouTuber Meat Canyon has commented on the H3 Hasan situation and is criticizing Ethan, actually. Apparently, Creator Clash 3 is refusing refunds to some people despite the event being indefinitely suspended and the main fighters dropping out. And Ethan continues going after everybody on Instagram. Subscribe for 700k. You guys are absolutely loving the series. The support has been crazy. Thank you. And let's begin. Starting with this tweet. As of right now, Hasan has no VODs published on his Twitch channel. And here we have an attached screenshot which shows all the VODs have been deleted. Now, we don't actually know if he did it or Twitch did it, but it's kind of the same thing if you ask me. And some people are theorizing that that's the reason he got his 1 day ban, so that they could like sort of prevent people from accessing his VODs while they cleared everything. But honestly, this just makes him look 10 times more guilty. The fact that he has to delete his streams. I wonder what else he's hiding. In Hasan Diddy Piker's own words, have some conviction.
Have some conviction.
Shit, I don't think this means it's an indefinite ban, but I think they're trying to remove anything that would make him look bad. It's like they saw the thing Asmongold said about wiping his Discord being an admittance of guilt. Perhaps the shooter was in Hasan's chat at one point. Looking pretty guilty, Hamas Piker. Twitch is literally covering up the evidence. Right, so Hasan has responded to his unban with this meme, I lived, bitch. They banned you on your day off. Jesus Christ, get off the cross. Somebody just posted this animation of him. Okay, we got this JoJo meme. It would actually be pretty funny if like iDubbbz was somehow Hasan's stand. It's just like his little lapdog that he controls. Now, XQC talks about a little bit of a secret they had with bans. XQC leaks that Twitch will sometimes contact their biggest streamers and work a ban out around their schedule. When you're about to get banned, they send you a DM.
Guys, I will leak a secret. I'm gonna leak a secret. Ready, chat? When you're about to get banned, they send you a DM. Your partner manager will send you a DM and will contact you. Okay? If it's like, oh, dude, can we hold off until this day or whatever? Sometimes they'll listen. Okay? It wouldn't surprise me if they timed the ban so where like it would be his half day off or day off or whatever. It is what it is. That's just kind of how it goes. When I had my like week ban for like cheating or whatever, they're like, yeah, they're gonna get banned from this day. I just took it how it is, but I think there was like a conversation or whatever on yo, there's a week ban now, whatever. Or last time it was, oh, when you're gonna end your stream, you're probably gonna get banned. That's what it was. The one before that ban. It was, and I was like, okay, well then I'll stay live until in like 3 a.m. or some shit like that.
Okay, absolutely nobody is surprised at this information. That definitely seems like something Twitch would do. Give you a literal heads up and accommodate your every need. Book your fucking hotel, fly you to a 5-star resort, jerk you off. Dan is never beating the goon sesh allegations. Oh, King Hasan, are you taking Sundays off? That's perfect. That's your ban day then. These suckers will eat it up. I mean, that's not even a punishment at that point. That is literally like a collaboration with the creator. You just scheduled a holiday for him. Here's what people are saying. I long suspected this of Amaranth, who could basically get away with murder on our streams without a ban. Now, Tectone has also responded to the 24-hour ban. Originally, he thought it was a meme, as did I, but it's very real. Reminder, he's the guy who got banned for 2 weeks for calling Frogan neutronically dense.
I lost all ad revenue for 3 weeks over calling a woman who is 150 pounds over the obesity mark, a morbidly obese woman, fat, in 2025, after this woman has repeatedly come after me, my family, my friends, as well as the soldiers, and made multiple 9/11 jokes without ever getting banned. I get banned for calling her fat, and Twitch DMs me and says to leave her alone, which is well aware of everything it is that he has done, everything it is that he said, the negative effect it's had on this platform, as well as the negative effect it's had on the community, as well as the creators. They are fully in understanding of all the damage that he has done, the radicalization of the viewers, as well as the harm, the slanderous comments he's made towards Asmongold, calling Asmongold a murderer, a pedophile, calling me a rapist, an abuser, a pedophile, calling Nux a pedophile, calling Mudahar a pedophile, calling anybody he disagrees with a crime, and attempting to ruin their lives. And people like us are going to have to deal with this criminal shit forever. Hasan, the guy who has self-admittedly gone to a Diddy party asking for P. Diddy, a known sex offender, a known pedophile's sloppy seconds. Hasan, the guy who has said, old enough to count, old enough to mount. Hasan, the guy who has gone to a brothel with sex workers that were sex trafficked, including children.
Oh my god, I keep forgetting the gigantic list of horrible shit that Hasan has done. Now it's sort of slowly getting etched into my memory. Slowly I'll be able to recite every single one of Hasan's achievements in like one line. I can't believe bro actually went to a Diddy party. Like, you can't make that level of cinema. That is diabolical. But honestly, what a joke. Twitch when you talk about Frogan, leave her alone. Twitch when you talk about terrorists, my man. Anyways, I think he's rightfully pissed. The standards are never applied equally, and this isn't some joke, right? This is people's career. It's their entire livelihood. Now, some people are big enough to simply bring their audiences elsewhere, but a lot of other people are negatively affected by this type of stuff, like smaller streamers. Hasan is so bad for the platform, the ad rate has gone down like 75% or something like that. Advertisers are pulling out, and Twitch is just completely tanking. Then he talks about Twitch's agenda.
Congratulations, Twitch. You have played yourself. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to trust a single fucking thing you say or do. You have put bad faith in me and every other creator on your platform, and you are already a sinking ship. You get less people watching your streams than YouTube or TikTok or Instagram and even fucking Twitter. You have less people watching your streams, but the only thing that you do is what's right for your agenda. And it's pathetic. Merely talking about a terrorist document gets you a ban, but bringing one on stream, promoting terrorists, saying they're like Monkey D. Luffy, saying America deserved 9/11, for saying Hamas deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. You say all of that, and it falls on deaf ears.
Okay, so at this point, we pretty much know that Twitch staff and the CEO pretty much support Hasan's form of radical politics, right? Which is why they don't want to ban him, don't want to give him any form of real punishment. But I think that even if that is your agenda and you want to propagate this type of nonsense, I don't think it helps your case to act like this. Because at some point, you gotta cut off one of the arms to save the entire body, right? And Hasan is like one of those poisonous, toxic arms that is attached to the body of Twitch. And unless you cut him off, unless he goes, the entire platform will come crashing down. And there's one more event that's coming up that's absolutely going to destroy Twitch. I saw a clip of Asmongold saying that he's going to start multi-streaming sometime in the next few weeks. And that is going to be disastrous for Twitch. Basically, when people see that Asmongold will be way more successful multi-streaming, everybody else is going to follow suit. The reality of the situation is, now that the ads are gone, there is absolutely no reason to stick around on Twitch. Not even if you like the chat or whatever, there is no reason. At least for the creators who need to think about revenue as well, right? And the chatters will obviously just follow the creator. Then he talks about how nobody actually speaks out about Hasan in the whole Twitch Hollywood ecosystem.
Because it seems like everybody else in this fucking town is too fucking pussy to do it themselves, because all of you fucking stupid fucking pussies in this town who think, oh, well, if I'm not really progressive, everybody's going to think that I'm far right and nobody's going to talk to me. If your friendships are really that fragile, if your career is really that fragile, do you really think you either want to have those friends, and do you really think you deserve your career, if you can't just say, hey, this guy who's too far left is a little bit too far left? And if your entire audience is going to turn on you, I really think you should look within yourself.
I mean, he's speaking facts here. I think it's really pathetic that people can't speak their actual true opinion because they're so spineless and they're so afraid of, I don't know, just pissing off Hasan, not being able to collaborate with him or whatever. Like, you know, I may just be a slop tuber or whatever, but at least I say what I think. And, you know, sometimes you're going to get a lot of backlash. Sometimes people are not going to like what you say. And sometimes people like Hasan's community is going to try to, you know, lie about you and harass you in the comments or something like that. But eventually, people's start seeing the truth, you start convincing people, and then it doesn't matter how big your community is because you get exposed for the fraud you are. Okay, moving on to Asmongold. Here he's talking about Hasan's constant slander against him. He's reacting to a video by Decoy Voice, and it's just insane when you see the amount of things Hasan has lied about Asmongold.
Asmongold is entertaining the new meta of black fatigue, which is like, I'm sorry, the lamest way to be a white supremacist.
Black fatigue isn't a thing. Why are you literally just lying?
Asmongold thinks dudes that look like you should perish. Dude, Asmongold would literally laugh at you being ethnically if you're Indian, okay? He thinks brown are inferior. What the are you talking about?
Oh, man. It's crazy to see him lined up. You know what I mean? Oh, man. That's crazy. Who says shit like this?
So between the fatigue comment, the comments about Mexicans and Indians, all within what seems to be a month, this just looks like projection more than anything.
This is basically what I assume now. Anytime Hasan calls somebody racist, he's probably projecting his own views. Now, when you look at a situation like this, you know, everything gets resolved and it's like it's a laughing matter, right? But the only reason the slander actually doesn't work is because everybody knows it's coming from Hasan. So you sort of automatically understand it's complete bullshit, right? And all these people also have communities who understand them. Like, for example, Asmongold, he has a huge community that will easily protect him from any of this slander spreading and stuff like that. But what if you don't? What if Hasan goes after somebody smaller and they don't have this huge community to fight back and to clarify any false statements he's making about them, right? Because Hasan is usually the bigger creator in the situation. So this sort of stuff is really dangerous. And the thing is, usually if anyone makes a false statement like this, you gotta at least correct the record, right? You gotta at least apologize. You gotta, you know, you'll get hounded for a bit, but at least it shows some level of respect when you apologize and you correct the record and you say that, okay, I was wrong, right? But Hasan will never back down. He will keep doubling down until you are brainwashed into his side. And that's the main issue of this guy. He can never admit he's wrong. Then Asmon talks about Aiden Ross's permaban from Twitch. Apparently it was because of unmoderated chat. So how does Hasan get a pass?
I'm not Mr. False Flag at all, but like every single thing that he did in the aftermath of the is so crazy that it's like, you could not have designed a better false flag incident like this. I'm not saying it is a false flag incident at all. I'm not saying that.
Aiden Ross got banned for unmoderated chat and that was a permanent suspension. And he was permanently suspended for years. Whenever you're playing into it and you're not moderating it at all, and you're not even pushing back about it publicly, you've got some problems. The ad revenue for Twitch is dropping dramatically. Think about how many people have sent emails to these advertisers complaining about this. Probably thousands.
My advice to every streamer on Twitch right now, you gotta leave right now, all right? You gotta leave now or you'll be forced to leave later, all right? And now that the money's gone, I mean, there's really no reason to stay there. Come to YouTube, way more fun. Also, you don't get 10 unskippable 1-minute ads in a row. Like, that's the most ridiculous shit. How does anybody watch that site, bro? That is unwatchable. Also, just addressing that point about Hasan's chat, yes, it is true that you can't control your community completely. Obviously, there are some unhinged people in every community. But the thing is, that is majority of Hasan's community. And you can also denounce things like all the time in commentary, right? Some people might go to other people's channel and harass them, and we constantly have to say, okay, don't go to their channel, don't harass them, we don't endorse that, keep all your comments to this comment section, right? So that's one way you can sort of denounce things, you can prevent harassment, you can ban people who are out of line, and that way foster a better community, right? But the truth is, Hasan's chat, the reason they don't get banned, it's because he agrees with it. His chat is a perfect reflection of him. A bunch of vile, toxic, terrorist supporting freaks with zero empathy, and I really do wonder who is behind the screen, because it's got to be the most unemployed waste of human space. Then Asmon reacts to him rage baiting Hasan.
Let's all sit together and say a collective thank you to the government for keeping us safe.
Shut the f up, you fucking cock.
By the way, I knew this would make him mad when I said this. I really think this is one of my masterpieces. When I thought of saying this, I was like, this is the best idea I've ever had. Safe.
Shut the f you f***ing cockroach. Oh my god. What a disgusting little creature this is, okay? Would you debate him? Yes, but he runs away from that sort of thing because he knows he would be humiliated because all he can do is just like chirp from his hug box, and that's it.
Of course.
You'd have better luck debating a box of tissue paper than Hasan. But anyways, it's so funny how triggered he actually gets over Asmongold. He just cannot stand that this guy is more popular than him. Okay, moving on to popular YouTuber Meat Canyon talking about H3 and Hasan. He's basically the guy who does all those really talented animations. Meat Canyon shares his opinion on Ethan Klein and how he handles the drama surrounding him. Basically thinks he can never admit when he's wrong.
In ways, I feel bad for Ethan, or I feel for him. I don't feel bad for him. I feel for Ethan in the fact that if you're a Jewish guy, your wife is from Israel, and you have, I don't know, you have all you believe in your mind, like you're a Jewish person that is seeing these things, and you know all these different. It's like, I don't know how I'm supposed to say it. Like, you feel personally connected to this, obviously, because it's your religion and all this kind of stuff. The problem is he can never say that he's wrong about anything. That is the biggest problem with all of these people. Nobody can just be like, nah, I don't know. It is f***ed up. This is f***ed up. I shouldn't be overreacting to this. I feel like if he seriously would have been like, I believe this way. I believe this way. And I did overreact. I'm being a bit I'm overreacting to this right now. I really do think that people would have a different opinion. But it can never be that, though, is it? Because everybody else is fucking stupid. Everybody's against me. The chat and the communities are just as worse, man, if not worse. I'd probably say that the communities are worse. It's like all of them feel like they have like a fucking Excalibur sword in their hand, and that they have to go into any kind of like comment section or conversation just swinging immediately. Ah! That's what it feels like every time. So I'm trying to work it out with him, though. You know, that's fair. In my opinion, really the best thing you can do to help anybody online, don't even fucking interact with them. Don't interact with them. Don't even acknowledge it. Even with all the people being like, oh my God, did you see what he said here? Did you see what he said here? Did you see what he said here? Did you see what he said here?
Okay, interesting take. I don't really know how much Meat Canyon knows about this drama, but if you look at H3 versus the whole Hasan group situation, and you think H3 is the one who's in the wrong here, I mean, you gotta be crazy, alright? I feel like H3 routinely admits when he gets things wrong. Asmon admits when he gets things wrong. Everybody pretty much does, except Hasan and friends. They are the only ones who never admit they get anything wrong. They keep doubling down and getting more extreme. I feel like the issue here is people lying and harassing and slandering and never taking any accountability, right? Ethan got CPS called on his kids, human skulls in the mail, they call his wife a baby killer, like all of this unjustified harassment. And obviously, in my opinion, Hasan definitely deserves the criticism, right? So kind of weird take from him. Maybe he didn't know fully about the situation. Clearly not watching the 24 episode saga, the legendary series, better than Netflix, tell your friends, better than Disney, better than Marvel, just cinematic masterpiece. Best series on YouTube, open invitation to Meat Canyon. Just go and watch the series. You'll understand everything. You'll understand why these people are vile pieces of shit, and then you'll come to our side. Anyways, it seems Ethan is continuing trolling on Instagram. Here he is bringing up Hasan's Discord messages. Before Gaza rejuvenated Hasan's career, he was telling his Discord he was going to neck himself because his IRL stream only got 12,000 live viewers. It's so sad. I think the streams are bangers, but people don't see them. We used to be a community. I hate what my community is becoming. I swear Twitch streaming isn't about the actual content. It's about whether people want to pay attention to you and not on cloud. All that shit was a banger and only 13K watched in I'm flicking gaming at 8 p.m. I'm done. I'm only a millionaire. I hate this job. I'm not streaming today. I'm going to neck myself, guys. I only got 10,000 viewers. Oh my God, what a crybaby, bro. No wonder he's so angry at Asmongold. Like, I mean, if this is your mindset and your entire life just revolves around your viewership and things like that, I mean, of course you're gonna be a miserable freak. Oh my God, somebody said it. Hasan unironically wants the war to continue because otherwise he wouldn't be pulling the same viewership. Dude, I agree. I actually agree. I'm telling you, all this comes down to is Hasan's viewer count. Here we got an iDubbbz meme. I wonder when he was happier. And then we got Ethan and iDubbbz laughing. And then we got him in the cock chair. Then we have Ethan continuing his beef with Taylor Lorenz, the hack journalist. Ethan leaks that Taylor Lorenz sent another text to his manager tonight in crybully fashion after he exposed her for lying. Taylor sent this message to Tom mom. She's the final boss of concern trolling. What a disgusting human being she is. I sincerely hope Ethan gets the help he needs. He's deeply unwell and is lashing out at people who care about him. It's very sad and it's irresponsible for people in our circle to continue to enable this type of thing. I know he's in pain and I genuinely feel awful that he's suffering, but he needs to spend time with his children and realize the world isn't out to get him. This demon still doesn't get it. She's still talking about my children like they're just a prop for her to insult me through. Then we got another journalist here saying there's a whole ecosystem of content creators who post about Ethan Klein's latest target since it's an easy way to milk views and content. Hasan responds, the entire slop tuber drama focused community, I wonder who that could be, on YouTube is filled to the brim with apolitical, amoral grifters whose only foray into politics is piling on leftist content creators while maintaining this image that they're above politics. It's basically Gamer Gets 2.0 now. Dude, for the last time, you don't have to be political to not agree with you. You're just an extremist terrorist supporter who also happens to lie and slander people. That's why people don't like you. Refunds for Creator Class 3 are currently unavailable. Hi there, refunds were honored for purchasers who reached out immediately following the update and schedule. No further refund requests will be honored.
Creator Clash is delayed. Creator Clash is delayed to a date far in the future.
It's crazy they had Will saying this. Where's Ian? Like, shouldn't Ian be saying this? Like, what's going on? Oh, he stepped away. That's right. But he probably should say something. I mean, damn.
For me, this is a huge bummer, not only because I was bringing out a bunch of my family.
That sucks, yeah.
I was losing.
No, and that's the thing. Like, whenever somebody wants to go to an event, you have to travel. You know, maybe they get a motel, they take a day off of work, etc. So if this shit gets delayed or canceled, people lose a lot of money. So they're refusing refunds. What? Wait a second. If you have an event and the event doesn't happen, I feel like you've got to give people their money back, right? Am I crazy? Like, I mean, this is insane. It's a loss. It's fraud. Yeah. If this went to court, they would lose. Everybody knows that. You're going to go to court. Like, I mean, the law is overruling the TOS.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to pay people back who want refunds or you're going to be in serious legal trouble. And I think you're obligated to pay people back when the event is completely changed and the main fighters are dropping out or it's even potentially canceled. Now click this video or you got to go to a Diddy party with Hamas Piker. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.